Like in real life, some TV relationships are simply doomed to fail, such is the case with Miranda Hobbs and Che Diaz from And Just Like That, the sequel to the much-beloved original HBO series Sex and the City. This video explores the main drivers for these two characters' descent into toxicity and eventual breakup from their obvious incompatibilities.
And I want us to be together.
Miranda, look at me. Look at me, listen to me. Are you listening to me? I can't give you anything traditional.
To criticisms of the show's writing.
The whole Che character was like a walking boomer joke that felt so fake to me. Just some phony, sanitized version of what the non-binary experience is.
It all starts with one of our main characters. And Just Like That, Miranda, along with her best friends, Carrie and Charlotte, are navigating the complexities of life in their 50s. The fourth of the original cast, Samantha, has moved to London following a professional falling out with Carrie. Miranda, facing an identity crisis, has dyed her hair gray and gone back to school, studying for a master's degree in human rights at Columbia University.
You look great, gray, but I missed the red. And I just thought it might be fun, you know, for the start of school.
Yeah, for all your play dates and things.
Constantly stressed with school, mothering her teenage son Brady, and dealing with her own marital issues with Steve, she becomes increasingly dependent on alcohol. To anyone, this would be the worst time to pursue a new love interest, and yet, it happens. Early in the first season, Miranda meets Che, a confidently queer Mexican-Irish comedian and podcast host.
I am Che Diaz, your host and queer, non-binary Mexican-Irish diva representing everyone else outside these two boring genders.
At Big's funeral, yes, he dies in the beginning of the season, Miranda catches Che smoking weed with her son Brady. The two get off on the wrong foot, with Miranda chastising Che and soon finding out they're actually Carrie's podcast co-host and boss.
Oh, Miranda, I want you to meet someone. This is my podcast boss, Che Diaz.
It's here that the audience sees Miranda dive headfirst into her adoration of and fixation with Che.
Change. What you said is so true, though. You were so amazing up there. You are like a comedy prophet.
Okay, do me a favor, stop talking.
Miranda starts romanticizing to the point of self-delusion, latching onto Che as a way to evade her own deeper personal issues. At one point, while taking care of Carrie after her hip surgery, Miranda ends up taking tequila shots and having sex with Che in Carrie's kitchen. Carrie confronts Miranda about this.
I don't have a drinking problem. I just got a little carried away.
You are married and you just had sex in my kitchen.
During which, Miranda admits to her unhappiness with her marriage and her life in general.
Okay, I'm trapped. I hate my marriage. I hate it. I hate my life. I hate it.
To audiences, this abrupt change in Miranda's character is a complete 180 from the self-assured woman they knew and loved. One commenter said, "Suddenly, Miranda has regressed 30 to 40 years, and suddenly, Carrie isn't the most selfish person in the show." Another remarked, "I miss the old Miranda." And this takes us to our next point. As Miranda and Che's relationship progresses in the series, we see a jarring shift in Miranda's characterization from the confident, no-nonsense lawyer in Sex and the City.
I don't need to be lectured about science by a man who's doing crop rotation on his forehead. What's more, based on...
Kevin, I'd like you to run in your partner.
She turns into a desperate, over-accommodating partner who makes so many concessions for Che in And Just Like That.
Okay. This is awkward. I'm in the middle of writing.
This never happened! Sorry. Have your night. I shouldn't have come. So stupid.
Even after Che ghosts her following their steamy encounter in Carrie's kitchen, Miranda continues to fantasize about them. And when they finally meet again months later, Miranda is once again smitten, despite Che's gaslighting behavior.
Well, when did you DM me?
Like 3 months ago.
3 months, Miranda. I've done a ton of weed. I can barely remember 3 hours ago. Plus, I get a lot of DMs.
The two have sex, during which Miranda professes her love for Che.
I want to go someplace with you and take off all your clothes.
Really? I think I'm in love with you.
This is just one of the many moments where Miranda bends over backwards for Che, often to her own detriment. At one point, in a desperate attempt to appease Che after a misunderstanding, Miranda promises that she will change the circumstance, meaning end her marriage with Steve and accept Che's condition of a non-traditional relationship.
I can't give you anything traditional. That is not who I am.
Fine. That is great. I don't want traditional. I hate traditional. Traditional got me here. I am done with traditional.
Toward the end of the first season, Miranda asks Steve for a divorce. She then declines a prestigious internship to instead join Che in Los Angeles.
We can start. Start what?
What about that internship?
I'm following my heart here.
After they get cast in a TV pilot.
Why can't I choose love over an internship?
Of course you can. Why do you care what anyone thinks?
Because you're not anyone.
Even under the premise of a midlife crisis, Miranda's actions feel poorly justified and thinly developed in the plot. It's hard to believe that a once level-headed, empowered woman would so callously append her entire life for a relationship so uncertain and a partner so, well, unkind. At this point, it's clear how Che's presence has become a disruptive force in Miranda's life.
Well, join the club, because up until an hour ago, I thought I was Mexican-Irish.
From the constant gaslighting and deflection, to manipulating Miranda to engage in acts she wouldn't otherwise do, Che quickly became one of the most polarizing figures in the series. According to one commenter, Che should have been a one-off character that Miranda went on a bad date with. Having them be a core cast member is insane. There's nothing likable about them. It's during their stay in LA in the second season that more of Che's red flags emerge. In one episode, where Miranda gets stranded at the beach, Che sends a man named Lyle to pick her up. This man, it turns out, is Che's husband.
And how do you know Che?
We were married. Technically, still are.
When Miranda confronts Che about this, Che dismisses it as a non-issue, saying they are still friends with Lyle and they just never got around to processing their divorce.
Also, I had no idea you're actually married.
Well, technically. Yeah, we're both such slackers, we never got around to getting divorced.
This reaction from Che is no less than hypocritical, considering their disappointment in the first season after finding out Miranda wasn't exactly in an open marriage with Steve.
You are in an open marriage, aren't you?
I wasn't, till you.
Are you kidding me?
We probably should have discussed this before now.
You think?
Oh.
Jesus Christ, Miranda, why did you even put yourself out there if you're not available?
Not to mention, this isn't the first time Che deliberately withholds something significant from Miranda.
What's happening? Do you know what's happening?
Even their plan to fly to LA was something Miranda had to find out along with everyone else during one of Che's public events.
All of this is my humble way of sharing with you, my near and dear, that yours truly is going to California.
Che has also shown constant disregard for Miranda's welfare. After their return to New York, after Che's TV pilot wrap, Miranda shuttles back and forth between her Brooklyn home and Che's Manhattan apartment. With their conflicting schedules and Che's house parties and midnight cameo filming, Miranda is unable to get a full night's sleep.
Hey, this is Che Diaz, wishing Rory Upton a very happy birthday.
I'm sorry, what's happening? I thought we said goodnight.
Well, good night to you, but I still have to record a bunch of cameos.
The tension escalates when Che is inconsolable after a focus group gives negative feedback about their non-binary character in the TV pilot. And even as Miranda tries to be their cheerleader,
I'll be your cheerleader.
Oh, Miranda,
Woohoo!
stop.
Let's go.
Stop.
Let's go.
Miranda, stop.
Let's
Stop.
go.
Stop. I don't need a cheerleader. This isn't a game. This is my life. This is my career. This is my identity.
Che asks for space.
I just need some space. Would you mind staying the night at your other place?
This is more or less the beginning of the end for the two, as we continue to see the stark differences in their relationship philosophies. As season 2 continues, it becomes more and more apparent how mismatched Miranda and Che are. In one episode, Miranda, worried about her recently dumped son, sneaks her phone into Che's pilot taping. It unfortunately goes off in the middle of an important scene, and Miranda is thrown out of the studio.
No phones, everybody! There's supposed to be no damn phones!
Excuse me. Sorry, pardon me. I'm so sorry. My son is in crisis.
Miranda later explains her side, and Che, of course, fails to empathize.
Listen, I'm really sorry. Brady called me sounding suicidal. He's been trying to reach me for days. I've never heard him cry like that. It scared me, and I was so afraid to miss another call.
You ruined the family scene!
This conflict reinforces how Che values Miranda more for what she provides than for who she is.
Wait. I'm sorry, you're leaving LA?
Yeah.
Miranda, let's just calm down, all right?
While Miranda supports Che at every turn, that support isn't equally returned. In another episode, Che's manipulative streak plays directly into Miranda's need to keep them happy. After a night of drinking, Miranda ends up in bed with both Che and Lyle, faced with an unplanned threesome.
Are you okay with this?
I need to think about this for a minute because my visceral reaction is no. I mean, how will I ever know unless I try it? We're all here. It's kind of hot.
It's getting less hot the more you talk.
Miranda tries to go along with it, but eventually leaves Che and Lyle to continue without her. Her decision isn't surprising, as her unease was clear from the start. This again highlights just how far Miranda is willing to push her own boundaries just to keep Che satisfied. With all of these deeply rooted differences, Miranda and Che's breakup by the middle of season 2 feels all but expected.
I mean, from where we are now, this probably isn't gonna get better.
Yeah. It's not.
But even after their split, Che shows little growth. In one stand-up set, they turned their relationship with Miranda into a punchline.
I just got out of an 8-month relationship with a married straight white woman. I know what you're thinking. 8 months? Wouldn't it have been quicker and less painful to just slam my dick in a car door?
Unaware that Miranda is in the audience to hear it all, as viewers process Miranda and Che's relationship fallout,
she was confused about everything. And I was confused about why I was fucking her.
it becomes evident that the conflict isn't just between the two characters. It's also between the show and its audience, who never quite bought into their chemistry. No matter how much the series insisted on Miranda and Che's chemistry, audiences simply weren't convinced, and it doesn't take much scrutiny to understand why. Two main factors come into play here. First, Miranda's sudden pivot into queerness simply felt underwritten. Actress Cynthia Nixon herself shared during an interview the decision-making process behind this plot point.
Kind of in early conversations, Michael Patrick King said to me, well, do you want Miranda to be queer? And I was like, I mean, I could do whatever, but why not, right? If we're trying to move forward, like, here's a really obvious way that we could and should move forward. And if we don't, like, aren't people gonna wonder why? You can bring in queer characters, but you got like a homegrown queer character. Why not use the native plant?
One commenter responded, why not? Because it's a pre-established straight character. Now, this is not to say that Miranda can't change and explore her sexuality. Of course she can. But it would take more than a hastily constructed romance to make her queer awakening feel authentic, especially when her heterosexual identity was well established in the original series.
Yep. Definitely straight.
Yeah, you are.
To suddenly reframe Miranda as queer without sufficient build-up felt less like organic character growth and more like a writer's room experiment. And that's something audiences immediately picked up on. To be fair, intent seemed to be bold, exploring her queer identity in midlife, but the execution left much to be desired. But if Miranda's shift felt rushed, Che's shallow characterization didn't help matters either. This takes us to the second reason their chemistry never landed: Che's performative persona.
I am Che Diaz, your host and queer, non-binary, Mexican-Irish diva representing everyone else outside these two boring genders.
Che's introduction in the series was meant to feel fresh and boundary-pushing. On paper, they sounded like a promising addition to the narrative. But in actuality, audiences and critics felt Che functioned more like a plot device rather than a fully realized, credible character. As a comedian, Che simply wasn't funny.
Cheer if you want me to you.
Their stand-up sets, which the series positioned as edgy and hysterical, often landed flat and stereotypical. This disconnect reduced Che's believability as a comic and as a character in general. What could have been a layered portrayal of a talented non-binary individual instead slipped into a caricature.
I was worried you were going to ask something sophomoric, like what can I, as a straight cis male, personally do to eradicate the harmful patriarchal system of the gender binary and compulsory heterosexuality?
Leaving audiences unimpressed and unconvinced. One review of the first season reads, "An amalgam of contradictions, Che Diaz is a comic with no jokes but a pilot on Netflix, a celebrity with a huge following but zero friends." Che's hypocrisy was another sticking point. They often spoke about honesty and authenticity, but often acted in ways that went against those values.
I want to thank you all for living in your truth today and being here for each other.
From withholding important information to minimizing Miranda's concerns, Che's actions frequently undercut their words, making it nearly impossible to take them seriously. Ultimately, Che's character lacked credibility and depth. Rather than being given their own meaningful arc, they often felt more like a narrative device, existing primarily to move Miranda's queer exploration forward. Che's reduction into a mere plot vehicle was truly a missed opportunity. It left their romance with Miranda feeling hollow and kept audiences from ever connecting with them as anything more than a narrative tool. All that said, Miranda and Che were never the great love story the show wanted audiences to believe. Instead, their pairing became a cautionary tale of mismatched characters, poor writing, and chemistry that simply wasn't there. And just like that, it was doomed to fail.